What's going on, guys? Back again with another episode of In the Corner with Aussie, man. In today's episode, man, I want to talk to you guys about how if you really want it, you'll get it. And as always, before I get into it, man, like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. You know what I'm saying? We finna run this thing up. So let's get into it. Think back on a time of your childhood, teenage years, um, adult years, even right now. But it's a lot easier to do it. So we're going to start with the childhood. Think about something that you really wanted in your childhood, right? And, for the folks that are fortunate enough to have a parent in their life that was able to make something happen, whether they had a little money or a lot of money, right? So think about the times, and this can apply to kids that are, less fortunate. I don't want to alienate or single anybody out, but think about the time when you really wanted something, right? You really wanted it, and you were willing to do anything to obtain whatever that was. I know me, prime example. I always like to put myself in these and give kind of like a story to kind of further continue the conversation, right? So, PlayStation 2, right? I know I'm dating my age there, but PlayStation 2, guys, right? It was the year the PlayStation 2 was going to release. And I was so excited. Like, I'm talking like, yo, I was lit. I was lit. Like, I was lit for change, because I didn't have a game system. No, scratch that. I did have a game system. I had a Game Boy Advance. And if you know about the Game Boy Advance, that joint ain't coming no backlight. So if you wasn't playing during the day, guess who wasn't playing? You feel me? It's all good, though. Mine did her best. It's all good. Not stressing it. But the PlayStation 2 was coming out, y'all. And I was so excited for the system. And I remember clear as day, my mom was like, if you finish out your good grades for the rest of the school year before Christmas break, I'll get you that system. Guys, when I say I never studied harder in my life as a child to get something, and I know you guys are probably thinking, well, Aussie, what does that have to do with anything? It has everything to do with anything. You see, I wanted that system so bad that I was willing to set aside going outside, hanging with my friends. I was willing to set aside eating a bunch of candy and getting upset stomach. Wasn't really a candy kid either way. I was more of a pastry guy, you know what I'm saying? Zebra cakes, that was your boy. But nevertheless, I was disciplined enough to enact what I needed to do, or what I didn't, or not do what I wasn't supposed to be doing, in order to accomplish the goal. And the goal was to get the PlayStation 2, right? That was the goal. So, we find ourselves in adult years fumbling on our goals. And it always leads me to think back to that time in my life as a kid, because I'm not perfect, and in no sense. And I don't look at myself as perfection. I just look at becoming the better version of myself every single day. So when I think about life and where we want to be versus where we're at, it's really just a matter of how bad do you want it. Because I'm pretty sure you could recall a time when you were a child and you were promised something based off of the amount of effort or work or discipline that you put in. You got that shit done. Like, I didn't come from a household where cars were given down, but had I been fortunate enough to come from a household where cars are given out based on age or good grades, or they got a new one and we just got this one kind of sitting here, but I'm gonna make sure you're disciplined enough. Like, if I grew up in that environment, I would have had the same discipline and wherewithal that I had when I was a child to get that PlayStation 2, right? So, in conclusion, guys, and this is why I believe it's so important not to kill your inner child, think of how determined you are as a child when you want something. Think of that childlike determination, that childlike wonder. Now, I'm not saying be childish. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying being a stick in the mud either. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that keep that childlike discipline, that childlike wonder, that childlike drive. Because when you're a child, man, it can't nothing really get in your way. Like, right? Like when you're a child, man, nothing can get in your way. You know, when you're a determined kid, and like I said, I don't mean this to be like, yo, be a child, like that's not what I'm saying. And I hope that you guys can read through that, because that's definitely not what I'm saying. So, in conclusion, guys, if you want it, you'll get it done. But you got to have that discipline, right? You got to have that discipline that you had when you was a kid, because it was so easy. Think about how easy it was as a kid to stay determined and disciplined on something you wanted. Like, think about it. Think about how easy it was to actually be like, you know what? I'm gonna work this thing out. So it often believes me to believe the question of what happened from childhood to adulthood or teenagehood or wherever you at in life, right? And I honestly believe it's the lack of that childlike wonder, deleting your inner child. So, not here to tell you what to do, but if my advice, I wouldn't delete the inner child. So, that's it for this episode, guys, man. Just a little bit of a motivation with a story. Uh, I got to go finish this workout. I've been sipping on this coffee. Yeah, I've been sipping on this coffee. So I got to finish my workout, man. Hope you guys have a great and awesome day, man. If you're liking the content, man, drop your boy a like, a comment, and a subscribe to get in on the newest content. Thanks for being in the corner.